Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Welcome everybody who might be first timers. For those who don't know, we're the authors of the book Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. 48, they've been married 48 years. And let's see, a couple things we're excited about is that we are celebrating our anniversary this week. 38 years married. Wow.
I was only 10 years old.
And many people didn't think that this would last because I had a reputation of not being...
Oh, being a wild boy?
A little bit
friendly. You were very social.
Friendly, social. So for me to settle down and get married...
to settle with one woman.
One woman. Mm-hmm. So 38 years. Second thing, my one-man show had two renditions, two performances. And the first one, I'll be honest with you, was a little rocky because we had some tech issues and lighting, and it was working through. But the second one was just was fun. It was just fantastic. It was fun.
The audience was great.
The audience was great. And so we're very excited. We got two more shows. This Saturday, the first.
Then I'm going to take a vacation.
Right. The first.
In my bedroom.
The first and then the 8th. So if you want to see this show in your Washington, D.C. area, Baltimore, Washington, Richmond even.
It's a nice evening out.
Great evening to be out. Music, motivation, inspiration, entertainment.
And fellowship.
And great fellowship. So join us. Go to The Comeback Show, thecomebackshow.com. Now, we also know that we've had some people who've asked about the relationship repair series. They said, what is I want to get some help in my relationship. You can go and get that whole series. We did it a year ago, but it's still very vital and pertinent. 5 parts. One is family, communication, sex, and then money, and then family matters, and blended families. So go to jollymarriage.com/events. jollymarriage.com/events. John Register, my dear friend, CSP, is here joining us tonight in Utah, about to speak. All right. Great. JR in the house. All right. John Register. Thank you, John Register. Great speaker, by the way, folks. If you ever need a great speaker, he's got great overcoming story and just a great gentleman. You go check him out. John Register, like a cash register. Just Google him. You'll see him. Okay, let's get going. We've had so many people who've asked and sent us emails. You know, you can send emails to us and we will try and attempt to reach the issues that you want. We've had a lot of comments about this whole parenting, grandparenting, and now step parenting and the impact it has on your marriage and how it can strain a marriage. It can stress a marriage. There can be real...
It can end a marriage.
It can end a marriage. That's right. And so we have a blended family. And I came to the marriage with a daughter, and now William is the product of the two of us, but we had to deal with that, blending families and step parenting, and how do you do all of that? So we have some experience, but some of the ones we've had these letters from are really drastic. Would you say drastic? Some people, the stepchildren don't like the step parents.
I think that's pretty common, but just the communication. When you say letters, just emails and conversations.
I mean letters. I say letters. It's emails.
I know, because that's old school.
I'm old school.
Conversations and it's email.
Email.
And most you get the conversations because they like talking to you.
Yeah, I have a counseling kind of spirit versus who says, "You gonna jump off the bridge? Oh, you on the bridge? You say you're gonna jump?
Go.
Jump!
Okay.
Go ahead, jump!
So
Go ahead, jump!"
I
That's her.
do have a little bit of background.
All right, here's her teacher part. Okay, her teacher part.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Pew Research.
Pew Research.
I think they do research on everything.
I think they do
Pew
too.
Research and Psychology Today, that more than 40% of American adults have at least one step relationship.
Wow.
Step parent, step sibling, at least one. So.
Hey, by the way, Greg, I see your request. We're going to jump on that later in the show, maybe when we get to the IG part.
Okay.
Those folks in the other places wouldn't be able to access it. So I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay.
All right.
And then, interestingly enough, about 50%, well, we already know that about 50% of first marriages break up, right? Uh-huh. By the time you get to the second one, 60% of second marriages break up.
Really? Ain't that hard? You would think they would have figured it out after the first.
But I think it doesn't, Pew Research doesn't address the cause of it. But if you think about it, by the time you get to the second marriage, you are bringing other stuff too. You have additional baggage. So you've got children, right? You're bringing children from each, and then the children have the relationships with their biological parents. In many instances, that they're still in the picture, right? Yeah. So you've got all of those challenges going on. So it's less likely to work. Isn't that something? If both parties have kids, it's 70% failure rate.
Wow. So the Brady Bunch is a rarity.
Brady Bunch is not real. So nearly half of all weddings today create a step family.
Wow.
Which then goes back to the original thing of saying that at least 40% of adults have at least one step relationship, right? Isn't that something?
Wow. Okay.
And studies have shown that less than 25% of blending couples seek relationship or educational help before marriage. So you don't get the counseling really before marriage.
Wow. Which is
pretty normal when you look at everybody's focused on the wedding and how beautiful and the tens of thousands of dollars that you spend for that. But first you should focus on the counseling. And we had a little bit of counseling, but I wasn't planning on getting married anyway. So we did have a little bit of counseling, but it was like, and it was a fake out. His seminary school friend,
Paul Sadler,
the Sadlers, who were just a wonderful couple, and he was honest with me and said, the boy doesn't have a job.
When I went to the bathroom, he said, "You seem like such a nice lady. He don't have a job. He don't have a job. You think about marrying him? You were talking
to him about us getting married.
I
was not necessarily.
She wasn't even thinking about marriage. I said I want to have some counseling because I'm trying to talk her into marrying me, and he didn't help my situation at all. And it wasn't.
I didn't really see it as a big deal because I was not planning on getting married.
She wasn't planning to get married. Marriage was not even on her agenda.
But is it interesting to say that less than 25% of people today, blended couples seek counseling, and less than 50% have even read a book.
John Register was in Orlando, buddy. He said he loves grandparenting, has many step relationships. He has to jump out for it because he's speaking. Good. Thank you, man.
And less than 50% have even read a book.
Wow.
Step parent. But I had not when we went to the Justice of the Peace on the lunch hour and got married. I had not read a step parenting book.
No.
And I thought I was this wonderful person. I had been a school teacher and everything. And in my mind, I was like, well, who would not want me?
Well, and everything was real good.
Well, it was good because she liked me.
Yeah.
We got along.
Right.
Came to visit me for the summer because we weren't even living in the same city.
Right.
Participated in the church activity. She was an usher. She was doing all these other things during the summer. So it was really great.
Right.
So it wasn't even
an
expectation that there was a problem.
Right. There was
but they're common problems. And in hindsight, you know what I said to you the other day? I was like, you know what? When you say, with all the issues of parenting in general, and then you add one removed as a step parent, I would think very seriously whether or not I would marry anybody who had children, period. Then, if I were to consider it, I'd have to make sure that we got along, that they liked me.
Well,
I know. So your perspective is
my
different.
perspective is
Because
different.
You're not a step parent.
Yeah, but my perspective is different.
And then to focus on how does the child react to you in the presence of their biological parents, assuming that is the case. That's what I would say in hindsight. And if I were to give advice, honestly, to anybody who was considering, I met this wonderful person, we took my kids to the park, I just like this, and we're thinking about getting married, we have so much in common. I would put the brakes on, and I would have counseling. Are you sure you want to do this? How jacked up is their family? Their extended family, because you married all of them, the crazy aunts and uncles, and somebody in there is not going to like you. Are you able to handle it? Do you have enough self-esteem to not let the fact that you're not the primary parent and can tell everybody what to do upset you? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Can I speak now?
No. Yes, you can.
Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails.
But you forget about the love when you get
Hold
pissed off.
on. If you love them enough, you're gonna get past all of that. That's just an obstacle. That's not a big deal.
What does it mean to love somebody?
Like I love you with all your idiosyncrasies.
Love means doing some very uncomfortable things.
That's right.
And I think that when you're starry-eyed and it's, this is so great, you think that it's going to work out, but you need to have those very hard, conversation, because there are some painful times. I remember when you were went on travel somewhere, and I had to go to court. Do you remember that? I had to go to court.
I got that.
To plead the case as to why we needed to be the primary parents for our daughter while you were out there speaking someplace. Now,
I wasn't speaking and I was singing.
You were singing.
All right. So
anyway,
let me finish. But see,
and I did that because I was happy to have her go back home. But tell the truth, shame the devil. I was happy to have her go back home because she was being a pain in the ass. Right? When you said we knew she needed to be here, but it was difficult.
Right.
But I pleaded the case as if I were you, because I knew how important that was for you, even though it was totally uncomfortable for me. But we worked it out. And part of working it out is that I, mature as I am, I had to learn to shut up, to be quiet.
Now, the question is, let's go back to the question. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things.
All right, so endures. All right, so what are the actions for enduring?
So here's what I want to say. If you are in love with your mate, and this is one of the issues, you do make a decision. Most people decide, I'm willing to.
Brenda said D is a mess.
Which is true, Brenda. D is when I let her loose. When I let her loose, it's like, the fruit cake lady or the whatever. She just says whatever on her mind. Anyway, but look, if you love somebody, you're going to put up with, or you're going to deal with, or you're going to figure out a way, if you love that person to a point where you say, I can deal with that. Okay?
I think that's an oversimplification.
It is, but it's the truth.
And I'm saying I'm thinking of specific examples. The reason that I could put up with the uncomfortableness is because, okay, I'm in it and I can't get out of being married to you unless I'm dead. All right, so I got that.
Oh, they don't know what that means. That means when we got married, I told her that she had been through a marriage before, and I said, divorce is not an option. It's not an option. Oh, but there is a way out for you. If you want to get out, you die, you're good. You die, you're good. Okay, other than that, we're good. We're going in.
but it was very uncomfortable. But because you made me feel important.
Okay.
That's
where I want people to hear. I made my significant other feel significant.
The one who is the step parent has to deal with the fact that level of.
I never said suck it up. I never said anything.
No, you did not.
I said I will fight for you. I will work through for you.
Help you. You help to deal with her disrespect. That was the beginning, and it was a deterioration because we were great while we were dating and hanging out and all this kind. The moment we got married, came back and said, "Oh, we's married now."
Right.
Something happened, but we worked through that because you always made me feel it was going to be all right. No, you never told me to suck it up, and we worked through until we could figure out what the change. Why was this change?
So,
and if I had not been able to hold my peace and try to figure out what was going on, not to react to her disrespect, we would never have uncovered what was going on in the background. So which is a different conversation. So you've married the bonus kids, the step kids, whatever you want to call, but you've also married everybody in their family, and their conversation that they're getting in their ear from their natural parent can be so disconcerting that is what is causing a lot of the problems. So
let's go through the things that we've talked about as lessons. I don't want to make sure you don't miss the lessons. Number one is that I made a commitment. We made a commitment. This is for life. Number two, that we talked about it. We talked about it. We communicated. Number three,
we talked about everything about.
And I know you were not you were uncomfortable. Yes. Number three, I never was insensitive enough to say something like "suck it up." That's an insensitive thing for the main parent to say to the step parent. Just suck it up. Just accept it. That's insensitive.
And you never made excuses for her behavior.
That's right. Okay, so those are things, and then we were willing to work through this, and we went to counseling. Now, Brenda asked, when is enough when you love somebody and you have tried to keep forgiving and forgiving? Now, the answer to that is
it's never enough, I guess.
Well, the answer to that is that you do get upset. You do say, I can't take this no more. But how do you say it to your mate?
And what is I can't take it? What means you go to we went to counseling.
Counseling. We recommend counseling.
You're by education. You have a counseling background.
I have a counseling background.
But we went to counseling. Counseling. Say we need another party to say to listen to us.
So I'm saying I want to answer her question because it's a profound question. Thank you for asking that. It's important that your mate, your partner, your spouse understands your level of frustration.
The biological parent.
No, I'm saying when enough is enough. I'm just going to say when they forgive. When you forgive, and you feel like when it's out of balance, you're doing all the forgiving, then that's a time when you got to go through the 4 F's. This is important. You must relay and use the 4 F's we talk about in the book. I'm telling you, it works. I just went through it with a friend and did the 4 F's because we had a disagreement. And the 4 F's: be friendly, be frank about how that makes you feel, be fair. Listen to this out. Why do you say or do what you do and have done it? Listen. And then be focused on a win-win. We're trying to win this together. If your feelings are hurt, you must say, now, here's the thing I've learned. This is a big wow. And this is the big new wow. This incident where I had this situation where a dear friend of mine, I called her about something and she blew me off. And it hurt my feelings. And she said, I have to call you back. And she kind of, and I called her back and said, you know, you heard, I'm not happy with the way you just spoke to me. She said, you know, she blew it off initially again. She said, I got to call you back. So she called me back. And I said to her, be friendly. I wasn't angry. I said, my feelings are hurt. First of all, that takes a lot for you to say your feelings. And then be friendly, be frank about your feelings. Don't just say, I'm feeling some kind of way, because that's not definitive enough. I said, you made me feel like you did not trust me. Mm-hmm. And we've been friends for 50 years, that you didn't trust something I just told you. Mm-hmm. And she said, oh, wow. She could understand my feeling. And then she said, I'm sorry. I apologize. It will never happen again. And it was over.
But I think that's
it was
being
over.
able to express yourself.
Express clearly, not
is
just
difficult.
It is
until you start doing it. And let's go back to what I encounter when I talk to people about the blend. They'll ask a question about the blending of families. When it's the husband who brings the children or child to the relationship, there's often guilt. Well, why does he have to buy her this? Why does he? There's guilt, and I have to check. There's often guilt on the part of that parent that now I'm trying to make up for something, and you, as the step parent, cannot change that. Cannot change that fundamental feeling of that parent, and they're trying to do what they think is right, so they'll feel right in the eyes of the child.
And sometimes they
sense?
That's true. And sometimes they overdo it. They buy too much. They give too much.
But whose judgment? And what I'm saying is, what I see when I step back, I am a step parent, and that dynamics is, and the emotions is something that I can't feel because I didn't birth that child.
Okay, but I want to make sure people understand something. Great. Thank you, Brenda, saying great information. But we went through the process. 1, we talked. 2, we didn't judge. We didn't devalue. We didn't minimize, say something like suck it up. I listened. And
I listened and studied you.
Yeah, and let me say, I want to make sure people understand how it turned out, because I want them to know the result, because I don't want them to think that we just got in this mess and then what happened. Well, I want you to know what happened. We went to counseling. We went to family counseling. And we stayed strong as a couple, talking to her. Today, she sees Dee as her mom.
I'm her second mother.
Yeah, and calls her, and we haven't had any angst, no drama, no disrespect for years. So it can work. In fact,
and it's a slow process.
Yeah,
because you have to learn to trust each other.
Yeah. So you got some information. You got only a few more minutes.
Okay. How do you establish? You got to establish the relationship.
Right.
What is the relationship going to be? I am your bonus parent or extra mom. So I don't want to take away from that relationship that she has with her mother.
Right. Got it.
And I respect that.
Got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who is going to do? You're the key parent.
Uh-huh.
So who disciplines? That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You became the disciplinarian.
Yes.
Now I'm strict, the school teacher, all this kind of stuff, but I realized that did not work.
Mm-hmm.
And we consciously said, you know what? You have to not be the good time dad. He's a good.
I was a good time dad. I had to work on it.
And the summers and hanging out, but then
we had summers and holidays.
And then when she was with us 24/7.
And when she came 24/7, she had to go to school and
you got to go to bed,
school
you got to do
clothes and homework and chores, and
that did not make her happy.
No, not after that. We were the good time, good time dad time. So
yeah,
that was the adjustment.
So his role changed, and I was able to be just supportive.
Right.
And kind and pleasant.
So what we want to say, folks, is again, communication, patience, love, and then if you feel put upon, and that's important, put upon, that you express that by using the open communication process we've shared.
And
then
you
you get
express it away, the two of you.
Yeah,
two adults,
just the
not
two,
in the midst
not
of,
in the midst of the
the
family.
children.
And then you
Because
get
children use all that as
Right.
a way of
and then you get counseling, family
dividing.
counseling, and y'all talk open and say, you know, my feelings are hurt, or okay, and then now don't minimize their feelings as and if the spouse is still continuing to do that, you have to say, this is not right. This is not right.
I think it's also important that you have to understand where the children's loyalties lie. The loyalties are going to be with, in most instances, their biological parent. That's just what it is.
Right.
It has nothing to do with you. I would say sometimes, you know what? I just happen to be the one. I'm the step parent. It's not necessarily me. It's just the role that I happen to have.
You did a good job navigating it. You did. You did a really good
so
job.
So I had to work through it, and I had to study her. Just like I said, I had to study
And thank
you.
God we had your mother as a
Yes.
bellwether who kept saying,
yes.
here's what you got to do. Because there were times you didn't want to do it.
Right.
Well, your mother motivated you.
Mm-hmm. I was like, this is such a calm household. One time when her mother came to get her because we were strict and she wore the uniforms, we were being too tough on her baby, and she took her back home. And I was like, such a peaceful household. I had to tell my best friend, this is good. This is nice and peaceful. But it wasn't the right decision.
Well, what happened was a few months later, her mother called and said, this child is driving me crazy. She won't do what I tell her to do. You got to come get her. And Dee was like, oh no, let's let her stay there. But her mother, Dee's mother, said,
that was not the right decision. And
Right.
why isn't that the right decision? Would you want, if that were William, would you want him to stay in that kind of environment? You would want him to be with his dad to help him grow and develop. So, she was right. And you have to go with him to pick up your girl.
that was the one to go with me to pick up the girl. Woo! Anyway, our time is up. Oh my goodness. Look, again, thank y'all for coming. Thank you if you're watching live. Thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Would you continue to share this with your friends and family members? So many people around the world now are being getting this from you who is sharing it with their friends and family members and saying, you got to watch the Jolley Marriage Show. It's giving good information. They're not charging you. No, they're not. They just want to bless people. We want to save 1 million marriages, enhance 1 million marriages. We do encourage everybody to go get 2 copies of the book. Please, if you're married, get 2 copies, not 1, 2. 1 for each of you, and read it together at the end of each chapter. Discuss what you've learned, what your thoughts are. Please do that, because we want to save marriages, and this is a tool to help you do that and encourage your marriage and enhance your marriage. Go get it at jolleymarriage.com. Go get it at jolleymarriage.com. We even give you a discount if you buy 2 copies, because we want that so bad. And then there's a bundle with 2 books, 2 workbooks, a audio book, and a CD seminar. Go get the bundle. It's a lot cheaper than a divorce lawyer. I can guarantee that. And so go do that at jolleymarriage.com. We are going to be in Cleveland, for those who know, on July 29th for a marriage event.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, July 29th in Cleveland,
Thank you for telling me.
Ohio, for Code M is putting on their marriage event. We are the keynote speakers or the featured speakers. So you can send information to us, and we'll give you info@williejolly.com. Again, info@williejolly.com. INFO at Willie, WILLIE.
So it's on the schedule on the site?
Yes.
It's going to be on the schedule.
Yes, Jolley, JOLLEY.com, info@williejolly.com. Send us an email if you want information on the marriage events. Send us an email if you have a church event. You say, you know what, I'd like y'all to come speak at our church for our marriage events. We've been doing more of those as time now is getting busy. And finally, we want to say we are excited about our one-man show this weekend and next week. The comeback show, the Willie Jolley comeback show, how to turn your setbacks into incredible comebacks, music, motivation, inspiration, a Broadway style show, and you're going to love it. Go in there and watch some of the testimonials and some of the videos. It's this Saturday, the 1st of July, and then the following Saturday.
And that's a long holiday. This is
4th of July
Halloween.
Halloween. So come if you want to see it. Go get tickets right now at thecomebackshow.com. All right, our time is up. Hope you enjoyed it today. We're going to go out with my music, and thank you so much. And remember, the best is yet to come.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.